Well, a very fine afternoon to you on the 16th day of August 25. I'm looking up to Creag, well, Bhiorach, just north of Amulree, which is just over there by a mile or so, and up into the back at Glenquaich. As you can see, up onto the back there's all going to be wind turbines, and all across here. And I've mentioned quite a lot in my vlogs, which I've not posted yet. I've talked a lot about these wind turbines, so I won't repeat myself too much, but this is it. I'm going to go up to Bhiorach, up at the top there. I thought I'd do a little journey up there today. This of course is the Girron. There's a gravestone in the Amulree kirkyard to a chap, is it John McGregor I think his name was, and he died at the site of that, the garden. I think it's the original house actually. Well, not the original any, but he died up there in 1789. I'll search out his gravestone, and if not I'll get a new photograph of him. But that was where he was shepherding his livestock, and as I say, he died in I think it was the 1780s. I'm sure it was 1789. I'll check that. But, so this is a disaster. I was at a public meeting on the 14th of August up at Fells Wester, and Liz Smith, the Conservative MSP, which I've got a lot of time for, turned up, and it was a well turned out meeting. I uttered a few statements myself. It went down quite well actually, I think so at least, until I started a second point of, get handed the microphone and stand and make your objections known or your comments, and I started going on about the Met Office, how they were manipulating the data, the weather data. Actually, the MSP was quite interested in that. She said, I didn't realise that was happening. I said, I've been collating, as a personal thing, I've been collecting data, and I said it's pretty clear to me that the Met Office are giving average temperatures in the winter time, but they're reverting to, or they're stopping it in the summer months and doing only maximums. It's pretty clear that's what's happening, to enhance their high temperature nonsense. It's pleasant today, but it's not, it's not unusual. It is August. August is a hot month in Scotland. It can be miserable. The last couple of years in August have been quite damp. Was it 2023, I think it was, I was up in Glenalmond, over the other side of Amulree there. Well, much further along actually, and but in Glenalmond itself, and towards Auchenfree, and I got right soaking on more than one occasion in August. So I've done these ones, and I like looking at all these hills that I've been on top of. I really do. I've done them all, but I'm going to go up there today. So I'm going to get a cigaretto, a sip of tea. I've covered most of the stuff up here before, but the heather's very bonny. It's beautiful at this time of year with the purple heather, and the rock faces take on a completely different hue in August. Every time I see everything in these parts, they're always different. And I'm not talking about just a seasonal thing. They change by the hour. The light in Scotland is fantastic at all times of year, but particularly in the winter months. But you can see clearly over there, well I hope so at least, that for August, with the stone, the sunshine, the cloud, the purple heather and the fading grass colours, it is beautiful. And on the west coast of Scotland, the rock is much more prominent. and it's absolutely out of this world. Take yourself up to the west coast, up to the Northwest Highlands, you get to see what I mean, and to the islands. But anyway, stop netting, Andy. Get a cup of tea and your cigarette on the go and get yourself marched up that hill. What time is it anyway? Well, it's 25 to 2, Andy. So let's set off from here from, what, 1:45, shall we? You've got your big staff, haven't you? Yes, I have, Andy. Thank you very much for pointing that out. So this is the Girron. We've reached the Girron, and these properties, well, you can see the stonework they've built back to the, probably to the 1760s, 1770s, with those slits for the windows, and very old structure. We'll have a wander round. I've done this before, of course. Look at these chaps in here having a nice munch. How come you weren't at the Killin show today? Well, she's probably saying, well, I know you're not there. Well, I've been up to Killin a couple of times this week, and I thought to myself, well, I'd seen the show before, and I thought the best of it is the cattle and stuff from 9 o'clock, and the time I got up there was 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I thought, no, I've seen it. But so there's a way over to Glenfender, and all these tracks and roads that you see, that's all ploughed in, bulldozed in to make way for these damn wind turbines everywhere. Their only saving grace is in Glenquaich. Lord Lowson, I don't think he's a fan, but anyone living in that side of Glenquaich will look over here, and well, I'm rather hoping that, well, what I'm looking for is divine intervention. I'm looking for divine intervention and it not going ahead. This is this old, it's all boarded up. Somebody used to live here, of course, but it's all, well, it's not habitable now, and it was just a few years ago. I think it's really sad when this happens. Look, the washing line's still sitting there. You've plenty of chance to get your washing your blankets dried in this direction. There's always a wind blowing, but it's calm today. So here we are, Eddie. The Girron. Best keep your footage up the top, eh? No, I just wanted to show you this, that's all. What's in here? Just an old store, probably an old wood store. Look at the views. Anyway, this is us at Girron. Hello! And the pad wagged up. A little swallow's nest. I don't think swallow's got a nest at the moment, but she was in there. She came out, but I don't think she'll have any chicks at this time of year. Never know though. I saw them all yesterday, all getting ready for, well, a trial run. They're all sitting on top of the telegraph poles, and I shouted to them, "Don't go away yet, please. It's a bit early for you lot." That was at the Kirk, at Amulree. I said, "Please don't go." This will be the original structure for John McGregor. This will be his original house. Yes, it is, Andy. So I'll put the information up. See the old stone lintel, the doorway and stuff. So this is his house, and this dates back to the well, probably any time between the 1720s and the 1780s. He would have built that himself. What a great place to live. And of course he probably built all those dikes himself. I'm not sure if this land was owned by Lord Mansfield of Scone Palace at that time, but I rather doubt it. But certainly it is now, and for whatever reason, I mean, in my opinion, they're greedy bastards. These, I mean, Scone Palace is. How much money do you need? I mean, it's open to the public. They must make a right old coin from visiting numbers over the year, and also they've got wedding parties, and they've got land and agriculture, and oh, God knows what else they've got. Same as all these estates, but they see this opportunity to make themselves a few million quid out of the electricity consumers in the United Kingdom, so they're jumping on the bandwagon and just totally destroying all the land. It's absolutely ridiculous what's going on. And I must say, since the springtime, I felt rather betrayed by everybody. Well, I just feel gutted. If I had the funds, honestly I would phone up Mansfield. I'll say to him, listen, how much you want for all that land? And if he says, well, 25 million, alright, that's a deal, I'll buy it. Will you take an IOU? A lucky dip in the Euro Millions or something? Does that do? Isn't that beautiful? The garden with Amulree behind this car park area out towards Loch Frookie, and look at these damn things away in the horizon up at there. That's the Griffin wind farm, and look how hideous these things are. They're just horrible, bloody. I hate them, absolutely hate them, detest them. And you look up here, what you see over there will be all across here. And it's they don't even bother to come out to inspect the site. They just sit in the bloody Edinburgh office and stamp it approved, because they're well, best not say there might be brown envelopes involved, but I rather doubt that. The planning report, the person who makes the ultimate decision is probably in the hand of the nationalist government, you know. And he or she probably well knows if he doesn't agree to these wind farms, then he's out of his job. Somebody else that will agree will get the job. I'm sure that's the case. It's I mean, anyone in their right fucking mind would realise that this is too beautiful a landscape to cover it. Well, industrialisation of the landscape, that's what it is, really. I've said it before. Anyway, let's kick on, Andy, and we'll get up. We'll take the track as far as we can, and then we'll verge up onto the moorlands. It's particularly warm, but I'm pleased to say there's a very, very slight breeze just started up, and that will continue at elevation, so we won't be terribly hot and bothered, but we will lose some sweat today, and there's nothing wrong with that. It gets rid of all the impurities that are held back in your body when you sweat, and obviously it's the body's natural way of cooling down is to produce sweat. So it's a different type of day up here. I very much want to come up here in a blizzard in the winter and show you the difference. I think I will actually this year. Just show you how inclement this place is. Look at the wonderful colour of the heather, eh? Fantastic, Andy, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to take a quick photograph of my phone with this lot because it's, I think it's higher quality at the end. Yes, let's do that. So there's a wee indicator just how bleak this landscape is, but as I keep telling you, it's absolutely beautiful. The light is just a fraction hazy with the sun at this time of day, of course, but at least we're not facing the sun in the sort of its sunset mode, but you can see the mountains of Glenquaich away at the back there and stuff. Well, hopefully you can on this camera, I don't know if you do or not. Brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I've decided to head up onto Cairngorm, not Cairngorm but Cairngorm at the back there. It's quite a steep one, but we'll go up to the top of that, and then what we'll do is we'll work our way northwards along the ridge, and then we'll make our way back down a couple of hours time to the Garrow once again. Not the Girron, not the Garrow, the Girron. Have I been saying the Garrow? I can't remember. So we've been on the go for an hour, Andy, and that includes mucking around with the camera and stuff, so not bad going. We'll get up to the top and then we'll see where we are from there, alright? Incidentally, I mentioned because we're going into the breeze shortly, so it might be a bit distortion of the camera up top. But, yeah, I've got a wee while to get to the top yet, Andy. What I was going to say, yeah, that recent storm, I hate using these names, but Storm Florist. Yeah, it's the florist storm. Flowers all over the bloody place, and anyway, what I was going to say is that all these wind turbines were switched off, so they weren't operating due to the high winds, and the resulting cost to the taxpayer for one day in Scotland, and this is official, this is not me making up this shite, it was £33 million to have them all switched off for one day. That's how much compensation was paid to all the people who own these turbines. Can you see the astronomical costs involved in all this nonsense? And as I keep saying, there's no such thing as net zero. And as I keep saying to people as well, that all you need is one volcano erupting, perhaps in Iceland or something like that, and everything that you've tried to do over the last 20 years, and the billions and billions, almost trillions of pounds you've spent, then the atmosphere just goes back to the way it was. It's not even that at all. It's impossible to bloody change the Earth's atmosphere. They're absolute lunatics. They're fucking mad. There is absolutely nothing they can do to change the weather or the climate. I mean, they can put up the spray paint planes like they're doing just now. I can see a couple of markers. They can do that and create cloud and a bit of precipitation if they want, but that's about the limits. Or they can put them up in the winter time and stop the snow falling, and then convince people that the winters are milder when they're not. Not really. Well, they are in the last 20 years. I have to say that the winters are not as severe as it was when I was growing up in the 60s and 70s and 80s, and to even into the 90s. In fact, it's only in the last 20 years that everything's changed, and it seems like that's when they started to focus on all this nonsense. And so I'm absolutely convinced I'm right that they are putting chemicals in the atmosphere, a sort of antifreeze, sprayed from the aircraft across the Atlantic and stuff, and then there's not going to be any snow, except at a high elevation. I mean, the people who are absolutely insane who are running the show, and I know why. It's not the amount of money they're getting, secret bank accounts that these people have. I don't know how much bloody money they need, but I'm talking government figures here, civil servants and all the rest of it. It's clearly obvious that there's a lot of underhand and bribery going on. Anyway, I'm not going to let it spoil my day. That's why I come out, because I can't be bothered with all these fucking moaning people on the news or even on YouTube. Negative, negative, negative. And I don't want to be negative. I'm going to be positive on my upward slope, Eddie. Come on. So we'll put the name of the first crag up below my feet. We'll get to that one, and then we'll cross over to Cairngorm, and then we're going to walk the whole ridge line right across. So that's a nice breeze. You can see over into Glenalm in that direction. Amulree, put the name up. Cairngorm is this, and we're going over to the summit, and we'll have a cup of tea, Andy, shall we? It's lovely. Very, very nice up here actually. Perfect day for hill climbing. Oh, there's a bloody raven. Maybe not so perfect after all, Eddie. So it's an hour and 40 minutes since the car. It's 20 past 3, Andy. Oh, 25 past 3. So it's an hour, it's an hour and 40 minutes. 20 to 2. Yes. A bit hazy, but we're looking down through the summit here. Cairngorm down to Strath Braan on its way to Dunkeld. Thank you very much for having me again, Bobo. It's been a while, but nice to see you again. I see you've still got the horseflies up here, the Creags. This is all going to be completely covered in these bloody turbines that you see over there, you see. It's just beyond the joke, Eddie. I'm sorry to keep going on about it, but I don't want to spoil your view of this roundabout, but why should we look at bloody things that are not even necessary? Educate people to turn their bloody lights off at night time. Unplug the bloody television and computer. That will save a bit of electricity if you're bloody scared. Stop producing the bloody electric cars for another reason. I tell these bloody retail outlets, these supermarkets and stuff, with their refrigerated compartments all across the shop. Well, they don't pay for that. They write it off as taxation. It's part of the, I can't remember the word just now, but it's able to be written off. Well, not written off, but tax deductible is a better way of saying it. Yeah, get them to pay for it, and maybe not be so keen to have so many refrigerated compartments all across the stores. And garages, and bloody corner shops. Oh yeah, so we're going to follow the boundary fence along to the summit over there of Creag, Bhiorach over there. Now, I wonder if that fence, no, it is definitely Lord Mansfield's. He's got that land in there as well. But I was rather hoping this was all his land here, heading towards wherever he lives at Scone, and this was someone else's, and that would have, well, it would have eased the situation slightly. I could maybe handle just seeing the tips, but not the bloody whole thing, like that over there, from Amulree. Oh, it's heartbreaking, Eddie. Come on, let's have a cup of tea and cheer ourselves up. I'm cheered up. I'm alright. It's these bloody greens and bloody, you know, World Economic Forum puppets like John Swinney and bloody, well, all the SNP. There's Glenquaich over there. You might see some cars sparkling in the light. So you can see how much distance I've walked in my life, eh? That's Perthshire, away through the gap there. A bloody horrible place that is, I tell you. But anyway, I can't believe it, but this is the 16th of August and not one sound of a shotgun for the grouse. But even more concerning is I've only seen one grouse in this whole outing. There's no grouse left, Andy. They've killed them all. Something seriously wrong with the land management at the moment. It's all gone to pot. It really has. I mean, you'd be phoning estates and saying, I'm heading up here today. Oh no, don't go up that direction. We're shooting up there today. All right, I'll go in the opposite way. Thank you. There's no trucks. There's nothing. I dare say that the bloody Italians and the French and the Belgians and the Germans specifically, decide they can't be bothered come over to Scotland. Who wants to come and shoot fucking grouse and look at these bloody wind turbines? I mean, you can't see it on the camera, but I mean, they're right across the whole of into Angus, Forthshire and all the rest. They're right across. Everywhere you look, there's pockets of these bloody things standing. Alright, so I've left the summit. I've been up there for 25 minutes and I've come and sat here for the stone for a moment, and we're going to traipse across there and we'll get on to Creag Bhiorach and we'll enjoy the journey. It's pleasantly warm, a lot of clegs, but nonetheless it's just lovely. I'm sorry the light, sometimes the humidity in the atmosphere can create that sort of haziness. Not crystal clear today, I'm afraid. But it's beautiful to be up in the mountains, it really is. I love it, I really do. So there's the Girron away down there. You can see over at the car park at Amulree, where I often look up to these crags here. So I come to this little rocky outlet. And then what we'll do, Andy, get up onto the top here, come from over there, you see. We'll get up here, Andy. It's really magnificent today, it really is. It's just a perfect temperature. Well, we'll get to the top. I'm fancied just doing a walk from Bhiorach actually back to the car. It's a bit tricky with so much traffic on the roads, but I fancy doing that, to be honest. It's early enough, it's only just after 4 o'clock. It's 4:10. You see Glenquaich over there? Perfect. Glenquaich. And obviously Shehowie at the back there. I'm not sure if you can see everything in the camera. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry for this. That's Annie. Come on, sir. Hello again, Bubba. Haven't seen you for a wee while. Sorry, I told you before I come back to see you. I'm very grateful you can have me on this very delightful August day. Thank you very much, Bubba. I'll sit by you and we'll stare down. Yes, we will. Quite a bit way down there. Cars parked away all that way. Through the up the slopes. Up there. It's not terribly high, but it's impressive. As I say, it's best with the winter lights, much better. It's when it's angled lower. You got all the shadows of all the rock and every nook and cranny, and everything's much more defined, and it's russet browns and yellows, and I don't know, the bracken's all orange, and it's just beautiful. I mean, so I don't want to be sitting here in the future and looking over the tops of turbines, flicking round and round and fucking round, and creating big shadows and terrible noise and distortions and taking away the peace, because it's absolutely delightful. Apart from the odd motorbike in the distance, it's really, this is why I come to the mountains, and this is why I've been doing it since, well, my early teens. I was walking through that lot, and I just thought to myself, all these years later and you're still tramping through the heather like it was yesterday. You know, yesterday being 1977 or something. We'll go over to that little pinnacle, I think, Andy. We'll have a sip of water, and then we'll go across and we'll make our way down. But I'm very tempted to go down into Bhiorach and then walk the A822 back way to there. But I don't know, it's a dangerous road. You know this, don't you? Oh yes, I do. Very much. Still, Cheers, Bubba. Cheers, Bubba. It's a fine day, Andy. It's anyway, all very good. So I've done most of the ridge. Now it's whether I want to go right down to Bhiorach or not. I might go right along and then I'll backtrack and cross the moorland down to the Girron, sorry, I keep saying Garrow, down to the Girron and then pick up my car. I'm in no rush at all. So it's not out, oh, I've done this and back again in that amount of time. That's not what it's about. It's about coming out and enjoying yourself, getting as much sunshine and fresh air as possible. And being a Saturday afternoon when I couldn't give a damn what's happening in the bigger world, especially the sporting world, I couldn't care less. No, I couldn't care less at all. You can keep it. Here you are, Bubba. Lovely to see you. Now, that's the far end. It's quite a distance. It might not be worth doing it, Andy. I think we'll take in the last two and we'll make a decision, Andy. Oh heck, why not? Just do it. Yes, just do it, Andy. Just stretch out for an extra hour. There's plenty of daylight. And it's Saturday, no rush to get home. Dunkel's over that way. Just behind Burnham Hill. I mean, you see how beautiful it all is until you turn your camera in the direction of these bloody things. And yeah, what's the point of tourism? What's the point of? I mean, there's no way that any film industry is going to take off again in Scotland with this lot. They can't airbrush that. Too costly to airbrush all that out of bloody footage. So I've come a fair distance today, quite a lot of elevation, and from Bhiorach, I've walked across and I'm at the top of Amulree here, and Strath Braan. Well, that's the Braan burn over there. I can't see anything I'm pointing because the sun's in the front and I can't see a thing on the viewfinder. So take it from me, Lochfruki in the back of course, and that's over to Glenfender and of course Glenquaich, the landscape over there. Again, this is all going to be covered in these damn turbines, I'm afraid. And we'll go over, we'll have a look down into. I've got a long way back, but as I say, I was well up here wandering around in the August evening. Now I'm bloody sitting at home or sitting in the car, you know what I mean? Glenquaich stretching out, it's beautiful. Can't really see the kirk and stuff. I can see it, but it's not picking up because of the direction of the sunlight is showing. Cars are way over that way somewhere. And of course it's down here that chap committed that tea fraud, claimed that he was growing Scottish tea from these parts just down here. And even Fortin and Mason got caught out with him. But somebody, I felt, I thought it was quite a brave thing to do, quite ingenious, and he put a lot of work into it. And I saw the product advertised online. I was going to buy it at one point just to see what it was like, but I don't know, there was something about it. Something in my mind said there's something not right about this tea. And poor chap got, well, he got imprisoned for in elaborate fraud. He made over £500,000 from his deception. Conned a lot of people. Hotels and you know, upmarket restaurants and retailers throughout the land, including Marks and Spencer's. So, and Fortnum Mason, of course. Fortnum Mason actually offered to come and visit the site, and he quickly arranged a shipment from Italy of tea plants, and arranged them all over the bloody place, and they were convinced he was on the genuine thing. Well, there we go. Scotland in August, Eddie. So we better get moving back. I'm not going all the way down there to follow that dike. I'm going to cut back over and down. I've got a journey back actually, quite a trek. I'm going to have a cup of tea first of all. So it's after 7 o'clock. I knew I'd be after 7 because of the extra distance, about 3 miles extra distance by doing that right along to Bhiorach from where I was up here. But I started away up there. I got up onto the top. I didn't do that, but I've been up there before, of course, but it's a long hike up there from the track. But anyway, I started, and it looks nothing. When you look at this, it just looks like a little, you know, a couple of steps and that's it done. But it's that was well, I set off from where I was parked my car over in that direction at 20 minutes to 2. And I just finished there at 7:10. So what's that? That's 5 hours. 5.5 hours, Annie. And mind you, you did set about. You didn't push. You weren't in one of your explosive rushing around hilltops sort of mood. Look at that little siskin, Annie. That's beautiful, that little bird, Annie. Isn't she gorgeous, Annie? She certainly is. Anyway, nattering here. I sat around for quite a bit in different summits, having cups of tea and juices and whatnot. But I really enjoyed it today. It's absolutely baking hot though. So I'm going to get myself a cup of tea. I'm in no rush to get down the road, not at all. And I've got a good feeling that bloody sports programme will have finished and we'll get sort of accordion music on the leg home. But I'm going to have a cigaretto. I'm going to have a cup of tea and just admire where I've been today. It's quite phenomenal actually. You've done a lot of work there, and you're getting across all that in the few hours that you did. I knew myself. I decided when I got to that, it looks nothing here on the camera, but on a huge distance, and as I say, that's about a good 1.5 miles, Annie. Maybe just about 1.5 miles, maybe just slightly more. So that's an extra 3 miles on the journey. So it's an extra hour a bit, plus the extra climbing. Wonderful. Truly wonderful. I've come along the Glenquaich road a little bit. That gives you a better indication of where I've been. Apart from that corner nip there, but from there all the way along there, all the way along there, and then down. Pretty good, Andy. What a beautiful night it is, I have to tell you, this is absolutely gorgeous. It's cooling down a wee bit now, but the sun's starting to head towards the horizon, so, but for August it's wonderful. I've got an owl behind me. She's over there. You might catch her flatting about there. It's beautiful.